Hey fellow explorers, welcome to Xsploor Snore, where I read you a bedtime story to help you fall asleep. Tonight's story? The true story of Smokey the Bear. Oh, I love Smokey the Bear. He's a hero of mine. He helps you fight forest fires, and that's an important thing to do. Here is the title page. Beautiful font there. And here is the first page. Here we go. This is the story of Smokey the Bear and how he won his fame, how he found a wonderful job to do, and how he got his name. When Smokey was a roly-poly cub, he lived with his mother, as bear cubs do, in a cave that seemed very cozy to them. It was a pleasant home, this cave in a mountainy forest in the state of New Mexico. Ah, a very good state, New Mexico. He didn't have a name, but he didn't need one. He knew when his mother called him, and he knew her call meant that he should come. If he didn't answer, she would cuff him gently because she expected him to mind. So cuff means to kind of like give a little smack on the nose like, hey you. So he would learn quickly that he better come. There were other bear cubs in the same forest living with their mothers too. They all had the same lessons to learn. To mind, to come when they were called, and to climb a tree whenever danger threatened. But the lessons they liked the best of all were those about things to eat. They learned which berries were tastiest and how to drink from a brook. They learned how to reach into a hollow tree for a paw full of beeswax and sweet dripping honeycomb, and how to outrun the bees. Yeah, that's an important thing to learn too, right? If you're going to steal some honeycomb from the bees, you better run fast from the bees. They learned to turn over fallen logs and to scoop up the tasty bugs beneath. Yummy tasty bugs. Well, if I was a bear, I'd be saying that. As a human, I'm like, yeah. They learned to fish as they stood on a rock beside the stream. Have you ever seen a bear go fishing? So bears are called the world's greatest fishermen because they just stick their paw in like that and they grab a fish right out of the stream. It's amazing. It's an amazing thing to watch. Look up somewhere if you can and search like bear hunting or bear fishing in stream and watch it. It's amazing what they do. They learned to live with other animals too, for there were friends and neighbors all around. There were the does, the gentle mother deer with their spindly-legged baby fawns. The fawns, like the bear cubs, had lessons to learn. To watch this way and that, listening and looking with cocked ears and soft, dark eyes, and to freeze into a breathless, shade-dappled log if danger came too close. Oh yeah, if you're a baby fawn, you better stand still and the little spots on them help them blend in. Other woodland neighbors were the wildcats, who lived in nearby rocky caves. At night, the wildcats crept silently through the forest, hunting for their food. Look at that picture. That wildcat's about to get that little deer mouser, huh? There were lessons the wildcat kids had to learn too, of watching and waiting and timing their leaps. All the tricks of the hunt. Look at that, looks like an owl's about to grab that mouse too. So I wonder who's gonna get it first, the owl or the wildcat? Even that raccoon's kinda like saying, maybe I'll try that. But I don't know if raccoons hunt mice though, I think it might just be the owl and the wildcat. Anyway, seemed interesting to me. In the branches above ran the chattering squirrels, busy in a jolly sounding life of their own. They chattered noisily among themselves as they gathered their stores of nuts. And on the ground below, and under the ground, in a whole world of tunnels and burrows and nests, lived the soft little rabbits and chipmunks and mice, diving out of sight at a dangerous sound, calling out warnings to their friends. Oh yes, if you're a tiny little animal in the woods, you have to be extra careful because you can be eaten at any moment. So I bet you they're all like, oh, a sound, and they'd run quickly. I would if I was a mouse or a rabbit or something. There were birds in the forest too. They often snatched berries just ahead of the bear cubs' greedy paws. The cubs came upon their nests sometimes in climbing and saw the homely, hungry, squawking baby birds. Oh, poor little baby birds are hungry. The birds filled the forest with twitterings and chirpings as they built their nests and raised their young and bounced and flew from branch to stem in a constant search for food. Birds are always hungry, aren't they? They're always looking for food. I don't blame them. So the forest was never silent. There was always the whisper of the pines and the chattering or murmuring of leafy trees. There was the bubbling of the brook bouncing over polished stones and the creak of branches bending in the breeze. And there were all the little animal sounds, the scurryings and scamperings and light foot padding which Smokey the cub came to know. He knew the danger warnings too, the chirpings and squeakings and twitters and barks. But one day, that forest in New Mexico was alive with sound. Every kind of animal, it seemed, was sounding its danger warning. But the warnings could scarcely be heard, for through the trees came a terrible roaring that deafened Smokey Bear's ears. What could it be? Then through the trees came a cloud of thick blackness, that hurt Smokey Bear's eyes. Uh-oh. I bet you it must be a forest fire, and that's the black smoke, huh? Smokey knew what his mother would tell him to do. When danger threatens, climb a tree. So up a tree went Smokey Bear. Below him, the animals went racing by. The does with their fawns, the wildcats with their kits, the rabbits and the mice and the chipmunks with their young trying to hurry along. The birds flew by, screaming that the flames were coming. But Smokey just clung to his tree. See, he was too little to know that he should run. He didn't know any better. Because in that case, the flames are coming, you need to run and get away. Don't stay in the tree because the flame's going to burn that tree down. So what's going to happen to Smokey Bear? Let's find out. All around him, the forest fire roared and crackled. Flames licked at Smokey's shaggy fur and singed his tender paws. Oh, poor Smokey. But he closed his eyes and clung to that tree. When he opened his eyes again and looked around after the roaring had stopped, Smokey could scarcely believe his eyes. The fire had passed, but instead of the cool, dim, fragrant woods, all around him stood hundreds of ugly, blackened sticks, with smoke still curling up from some of them. Oh, that's terrible. Forest fires are awful. They destroy everything. Smokey Bear felt very lonely. He did not see another animal around. But soon he heard voices, and some strange big animals came tramping through the woods, as tall as his mother when she walked on her hind feet the way they did. They were men, as we know, though Smokey didn't, because he had never seen a man. The men were forest rangers, which is a fine thing to be. They had just been working very hard, putting out the fire in Smokey's woods. Well, that's a fine job. A forest ranger and the firefighters who fight fires in the forest are all heroes. Now I hope every one of us, if you see one, shake their hand and say thank you very much for saving our lives, because forest fires are an important thing to fight and put out, and they risk their lives to do just that. Well, look who's here, one ranger said, and he reached up and took that bear cub in his arms. What's your name, fellow? Smokey? And from that day on, it was. Though Smokey could not understand the words, he knew the voice was kind. He knew the water felt good in his throat when he drank, and he knew that whatever the men were putting on his paws was making them feel cool and better right away. He liked the food the men fed him from their packs. So Smokey curled up in the forest ranger's arms, and he went fast asleep. When he woke up, everything was strange again. He was in a box that was to be his bed, soft with old blankets and a piece of rug. He was at the game warden's house. Smokey had a fine time there at the warden's house. He liked to sit with the warden and his family and to play with the warden's little girl. But soon it was time to find a better home for Smokey, a home really planned for a bear. See the girl playing with Smokey the Bear? He's sitting on the roof and she's playing with him. Wouldn't that be fun to have a little bear cub to play with? Oh, that'd be a lot of fun. But bear cubs grow up to become big bears, though, and then it won't be so fun because big bears can be very dangerous. But Smokey's not dangerous, right? He's Smokey the Bear. He's a good guy. So off in an airplane, Smokey flew from New Mexico all the way to Washington, D.C. There he has a nice home in the National Zoo, where children come to see him every day. He has a whole set of new friends and neighbors, strange animals he had never seen before, but he feels at home with them. There are wildebeests and lions, leopards and kangaroos, and birds of every color in the sunset sky. Wow! But even with a nice new home and new friends, Smokey never forgot the forest far away and all his friends and neighbors there. He never forgot that terrible day when they all had lost their homes. And Smokey wanted to do something about it, so that it would never happen again. Now all the time he was thinking these thoughts, Smokey was growing up. He grew into a fine big bear, and the bigger he grew, the more he wanted a good big job of work to do. I wonder what kind of work a big old Smokey the Bear could do. Well, let's find out. He remembered the firefighting forest rangers and how good they had been to him. Ah, yes, that could be a good job for him. That's what I like to do, Smokey decided. I like to be a forest ranger. I'd like to fight fires in the forest all over this land of ours, and I wouldn't wait to put them out. I'd fight them before they start. So Smokey went off to a forest ranger. I'd like a job, he said. And he told the ranger he wanted to help keep the forest safe from fires. The forest ranger said, fine. How did these fires start anyway, Smokey asked. Then the forest ranger told him the whole sad story. That many, many fires are started through carelessness. Some people driving through the woods throw matches or cigarettes out the windows of their cars. Some people walking in the woods drop a match or cigarette or just flick an ash into dry leaves. Some people camping in the woods leave some ashes in a campfire, still just a little bit aglow. Aglow means they're still sort of red, it means they're still hot. And slowly, that tiny flame feeds on the dry carpet of the forest floor and spreads into a terrible fire. That's awful. Well, hopefully it's something we never do, because setting the forest on fire is an awful thing to have to live with, so let's never do that. Or people living near woods decide to burn some trash in their backyard on a windy day. The wind carries just one burning bit, whirls it overhead and drops it down among the dry leaves of the woods. Then whoosh! With a crackle that grows to a roar, All the nests of the woodland friends are gone. Uh-oh. That's terrible, says Smokey. What can I do? You can get the boys and girls all over the land to help, said the forest rangers. Teach them the safety rules to keep the forest green. Have them be junior forest rangers and teach their parents too. That is a fine, big job you can do. So when Smokey left the office, he wore a uniform, and he's been helping to prevent forest fires ever since. Look at that outfit. Smokey has a hat on, and blue jeans, and he has a big old shovel. Now that's a Smokey Bear I know, and that's an awesome uniform. An awesome uniform for a bear. Wow. The world's first forest ranger bear, Smokey the Bear. Well, he went back to tell his friends at the zoo. There were 2 bear cubs there, as round and roly-poly as Smokey had been when he was young. We want to be junior forest rangers, they said. We'll help you keep the forest green. Fine. You can come along with me, said Smokey with a smile. So along went the cubs with Smokey the Bear, and wherever they went, they talked to boys and girls. The bears told the boys and girls what a lovely place a forest is. It certainly is a lovely place. Fragrant and dark green with branches overhead, a soft crunchy carpet underfoot, and busy with breezes rustling through the trees. They told them what a lively place the forest is, full of animals, families, and birds, and it truly is. A forest is a wonderful, wonderful place to be. If you ever get a chance to get to the forest, go. Go as often as you can, because forests are beautiful, and I can't think of a better place to be. We hope the animals and birds won't ever have to run from a fire, said Smokey and the cubs. We hope their forest won't ever be burned to a wasteland of charred stumps. How can we help? Asked the boys and girls. Here is how, said Smokey, and he taught them his simple rules for keeping the forest green. Everywhere boys and girls learned these rules. They taught them to their parents too. So that is the story of Smokey the Bear and how he won his fame, how he found a wonderful job to do, and how he got his name. And it is the story of Smokey's friends all over this land of ours. If you want to be Smokey's friend, just turn the page and learn the rules. Okay, well I think we should all be Smokey's friends, so let's turn the page and read the rules. It's a good thing to learn the rules. What are they? Smokey says, remember, forest fires are dangerous. Follow my rules. And conveniently, his rules start with S-M-O-K-E-Y. Smokey, we spell Smokey. So the rules start with the same letters that spell his name. Smokey's friends don't play with matches. Oh, never play with matches, ever. Not just in the forest, but anywhere. Never play with matches. Make sure you have an adult to help you build any fire. Absolutely true. If you're going to build a fire, never do it on your own. Only do it with an adult to make sure that you're doing the right thing when you build that fire. Only burn papers or leaves when there is no wind. Ah, yes. So if you have papers or leaves to burn, that's fine as long as there's no wind. But if there's wind, don't do it because that paper and leaf is very light and it'll blow away. It's not, see, a log is heavy. You can burn a log in the wind because it's not going anywhere. But papers or leaves might just blow away as they're on fire. So you have this floating piece of fire that can land somewhere else and set the whole forest fire or any place else on fire. So don't do that. Know that your fire is completely out before you leave. That means that you make sure you pour water on the fire and make sure that the fire feels cold. The ashes feel cold, not just that you walk away because it looks like it's out. Because even though the ashes may look like they're out, they may still be smoldering, they may still be hot. So you want to make sure that you put water on it and feel them to make sure that they are actually cold, not hot. Every grown-up should be careful with cigarettes and matches, absolutely. Well, they shouldn't smoke in the first place, so don't have cigarettes. But if they do, just be careful to make sure that you stamp on the ground in a place where there are no dry brushes. Stamp and put that cigarette out and put those matches out. You can prevent forest fires. That's true. You can do it. You can be the one. Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell them all about what it takes to stop forest fires. And especially nowadays, because nowadays the weather's getting hotter and hotter and there are more and more forest fires all over the place. And they're burning down thousands, hundreds of thousands of acres and they're killing all animals and destroying the land. That's very important to know nowadays. You want to prevent forest fires. So Smokey the Bear is as important now as he's ever been. And learning his rules are as important as they've ever been. So I hope you learn these rules. It's very important. And that is the story, the true story of Smokey the Bear. Well, it's called a true story, but I mean, real life, a bear can't really talk, so it's not really a true story, but it is a story of how Smokey the Bear, because there was a cub found in the woods after a forest fire, that is true, so that part is true. The rest of it's kind of like, well, sort of true. Anyway, I like Smokey the Bear, I love him, and the lessons in the book are very valuable. I hope you learned them, I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope that tonight you have wonderful, wonderful dreams, because this is an awesome book and should help you sleep well. All books are awesome, as I always say. Reading is awesome. And I hope that after tonight, you wake up tomorrow feeling refreshed. And remembering this. Who read you the story? It was me, Xsploor. And remember this as well. The world is big. Explore it. Good night, everybody. Wait. One more thing, fellow explorers, before you fall asleep. Please hit that subscribe button. I can really use your help. I do this for fun.
So I'm not getting paid, but if you can hit that subscribe button, that helps me out. You know what else you can do? You can come visit my website, Xsploor.com. That's right, Xsploor.com. I have some really cool things on there just for you. And you can also check me out on Instagram, on Twitter, even on Pinterest, and of course on Facebook. And even better than all of that, I have 2 free contests going on right now. What's the first one? Well, check this out. What are those? Xsploor yo-yos, official Xsploor yo-yos. Not just official Xsploor yo-yos, official Duncan brand official Xsploor yo-yos. You can't beat that. And you can also win. These are the hats you see in my videos. The teddy bears wear these hats. These are my official Xsploor hats. They have my Xsploor circle logo in the front. On the side of the bill, it says Xsploor. And in the back, it has the Xsploor icon from my website. Pretty cool, huh? Free, again, one every month. You can buy them on the website, but you can get win one free every month if you sign up and register, okay? So, have a great, great night. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.